Martinez-Ordaz. I am a philosopher of science, and right now I am a postdoctoral fellow at the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I am also a visiting scholar in the Logic Department at the Nicolaus Copernicus University in Toronto, right now with you. And I am here to introduce you to the crash course of the reliability of defective information in the sciences. So this course aims at addressing a main issue in the general scientific practice, which is the reliance on defective information. What do we mean when we say defective information? Well, basically, we have in mind this type of data that intuitively we shouldn't be trusting, but in the scientific practice, we are always using. This is information that is vague, that is partial, that is inconsistent or conflicting with other findings, or even it looks false, or it is actually false, and we know so. So, in our daily life, if we have a set of data that somebody says, oh, this is actually false data, or this is actually conflicting data with things that we actually believe or that we know are true, and so on and so forth, we wouldn't rely on this data. So the question is, why scientists do? Why do they use hypotheses that they know that are going to be false? Why do they use information or models that they know are partial or vague or incomplete? Or why they have mutually inconsistent theories and they reason with them? What is that is in that information that makes it reliable, in contrast with the information that we have in our daily life? So, in this course, we are going to try to focus on how can we move from not knowing what's wrong with our data to actually having explanations of why are we trusting it and why are we using it in the way in which we are. I usually work more in the empirical sciences, so this course is going to come from the empirical sciences, and we are going to land on some examples from the social sciences as well. But we are trying to expand the explanations that we get from physics or from applied mathematics to a more broader domain. This including economics, sociology, and other areas of knowledge. And so the course is going to be divided in three main sections. The first one is going to be about what is defective data. We are going to focus mainly on the case of inconsistent data. And the reason is inconsistencies are often more revealing about the quality of the data, in particular the bad quality of the data. So if you are a judge and find that a witness is contradicting herself, then just stop trusting that witness's testimony. If you find that your friends are contradicting themselves when telling you a story, then you start thinking that this story is false. So contradictions are often revealing about how bad or how misleading our data can be. If we identify one, then we actually want to get rid of that. So if we can see practices in science in which scientists are using inconsistent or contradictory information, and they are relying on it, then we can start understanding why the same will happen with other defects that are maybe less problematic or at least less revealing. So that's going to be the first session. We are going to try to explore the notions that we have about defective data, why can we tolerate it, under which circumstances are we okay with working with it, and we are going to pay special attention to the case of inconsistent information. The second session is going to focus on can we understand data that is defective. This is not can we use it when understanding something different, but can we actually have an epistemic commitment towards defective data. And so we are going to try here to explore which are the epistemic benefits of using defective data in the sciences and how much can we actually commit to these sets of information, even if we know that they are defective, and maybe even if we know that they are not going to change, that they are going to remain defective within a theory, within a theoretical framework, within a particular practice, etc. So this is going to be the second session. One of the results that we want to get from this second session is the idea that there are certain circumstances in which we can actually achieve understanding of defective information. Not only use it as a tool for getting more reliable information, but we can understand why something is defective and assume that we can have doxastic commitments towards it. The third session is going to bring this discussion to more current practices in the sciences, mainly the ones that involve big data implementation. So this is not going to be something new to any of you. In social sciences, especially in sociology and economics, we often use databases that are, or data sets that are immensely large. So if you want to get information about demography, then it's not going to be just about one or two pools that you get, but it's going to be a lot of information coming from different sources and put together in a particular database or data set. And so the question is this effective, or can we actually rely on it? And so we are going to try to explore how effective or how reliable these practices are, the ones that involve big data implementation in particular disciplines. And we are going to wonder whether we can rely on the products of big data implementation in these disciplines. So in the long run, what we are going to get is a landscape of different aspects and uses of defective data in the sciences. We are going to wonder, what is defective data? Can we tolerate it? Under which circumstances can we tolerate defective data in our scientific practices? Can we understand it? Can we use it to explain something? Is it reliable in that sense? What happens when we grow the amount of data that we have? Do defective data become more defective, for instance? Can we tolerate the use of defective data in those contexts? Is it something rational to use that defective data in case it's more defective than it was before? And how can we move from ignoring why our defects are coming into our practices? Why is a particular data set defective, for instance? Or why are we getting defective results from mixing models or mixing theories, or getting a prediction that doesn't satisfy in the actual world, and so on and so forth? So how can we move from ignoring the sources of our defects to having explanations and understanding using those defects? And moreover, how can we move these conclusions to more current practices in the sciences? So with this in mind, I really hope you enjoy the course. I really hope you have a lot of questions. This is going to be the website for the course, so you are going to find the readings here, the mandatory and the suggested ones. And maybe in the long run, we are going to put some slides here and some other videos. But I really, really hope to see you, and that you have a lot of questions, and that we can get a better grasp of why and how scientists use defective data in their practices. Looking forward to meeting you. Bye!